Hello class, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I decided I'm going to do my presentation via YouTube video. I just thought this might be a fun and engaging way to explain to you guys how I have come up with my acting type. Throughout the video, I'm going to be linking different pictures, videos, things like that of some different actresses that I feel that I resonate with. That way it can help you guys get a better understanding of where I'm getting my type from and just see the overall picture. And as a surprise, I did bring some little goodies with me for you guys. So pay very close attention because at the end of this video, I'm gonna ask you a few questions. They won't be too hard, I promise. But a few questions in regards to some of the things I said, and if you can answer them correctly, you'll get a little sweet treat. I hope that you guys have as much fun watching this video as I have making it. But without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in. Real quick, before I start talking about my acting type and what I feel that is, I want to just give a brief summary of what acting type is. Now, most of us in the class probably already know this by now because we're all doing this presentation today, but I just thought it was important to touch base and kind of explain what it means to me. To put this in very simple terms, acting type is basically your first impression. So your type is basically how the world perceives you. So anywhere from your age range, demographics, your body type, things like that, all of that is going to be included in your acting type. A couple other factors that go into your acting type is your personality and your demeanor. Okay, so those are first impressions as well, even though that's not like physical appearance with our bodies, but you can definitely pick up on when somebody seems really confident, or if someone seems like very overly sarcastic, or maybe somebody who's kind of like holding their head down, shrugging their shoulders a little bit. Maybe that person's a little more shy or insecure. So those things are going to go into your acting type as well. Okay, now that I went over that summary of what acting type is and what it means to me, I'm going to get into what I believe my acting type is, and I'm going to basically show you guys how I came to that conclusion. By the way, for the rest of this video, I do have a little brainstorming cheat sheet just because I have a lot written down and I'm not going to memorize all of this. My conclusion of my acting type. I came to the conclusion that my acting type is the lead female role. I'm gonna break this down step by step of how I came to that conclusion. So the first thing I did was I focused on my aspects. The first aspect that I looked at was my age. So I saw that it is recommended not to really play like 5 years younger or 5 years older unless you really look older or really look younger. That's kind of like the happy medium is 5 years. So my age range, I could play anyone from 25 to 35. The second aspect that I looked at was body type. So I came to the conclusion that I'm pretty fit. I'm not overweight, but I'm also not underweight, and I'm not super ripped or anything like that. So I'd say I'm just pretty much like averagely fit. The third aspect that I took a look at was voice. So what kind of voice do I have? And I would say for a woman, my voice is kind of deep. I can make it go higher when I talk to dogs especially. But I would say my voice is kind of deep. I'd say it's kind of calm, chill. So I feel like that's more the demeanor on my voice. My fourth aspect, I looked into visual impression, and I feel that my impression is that I come across pretty or beautiful to people, mainly because I have some pretty strong facial features. For my fifth aspect, I looked into job type, and I basically took a look at what it is that I do now and kind of compared to see if it seemed like it resonated. And basically right now I'm a dog trainer, and I stand up in front of a whole entire class of people and I teach people how to train their dogs. So I feel like that's a very leadership position to be in, because I'm up teaching a whole entire class, and I absolutely love like being the person up in front of the whole class. I love being in control of the whole class. Um, and then I also have an Etsy shop where I sell my art, like my painting and my resin work. And that's a very entrepreneurial thing. So I feel like that's a very leadership role as well. And I just feel like comparing it, I do feel like I'm a natural born leader. Maybe it's because I'm a Capricorn. For the sixth aspect, I looked into my demeanor, and I basically picked what I thought my demeanor was. And I'm going to go over here in a bit. I had other people tell me how they perceive me, but I feel like I am empathetic, intelligent, confident, strong, kind, passionate, easygoing, pretty chill most of the time, inspiring, and authentic. For my last aspect, I did humor. And for that, I guess I'm not very mindful of what my humor actually is. But if I had to guess, I would say more like warm and bubbly, maybe sometimes witty. Now that I went over all my aspects and like how I answered them, one of the things that I did, and I know I already mentioned this in class, so I will keep this quick, but I actually posted on my Facebook and asked friends and family to describe me in 5 adjectives. Basically did that because I wanted to get a better understanding of how people perceive me. And it was kind of nice because I had like people that were really close to me, like my mom and my sister, give me 5 adjectives. And then I had some friends that I haven't even seen in like 5 years give 5 adjectives. So it was really helpful. I kind of got a wide variety of responses. Now, with that being said, I did get quite a few responses. So all the blue is responses I've got with the adjectives, but I am not going to go over every single one of these because that would take way too long. So I just shortened it up, and the ones that I got like repeated, like the patterns that I saw, are the ones I put down. So the top response I got, the top adjective was beautiful. Number 2 was inspiring. Number 3 was kind. Number 4 was adventurous. Number 5 was loving. Number 6 was caring. 7 was empathetic. 8 was intelligent. 9 was creative. 10 was loyal. 11 was genuine, and then number 12 was open. So after I figured out all my aspects and got all the adjectives from friends and family, I sat down and I thought about what actresses do I feel like I really, really resonate with. The first one is Milla Jovovich. So this is her picture that I'm putting here in the frame. She was in the Resident Evil movies, which I love. And then she was also in The Fifth Element, which came out in like the 90s. I put her as number 1 because I've actually had numerous people tell me that I look like I could be her daughter, or I used to have my hair shorter and darker, and people said I was like the spitting image of her. But not only that, I definitely feel like her character is really similar to me in a lot of ways. So a few adjectives that I wrote down like regarding her and her acting type. I feel that she's beautiful, strong, inspiring, and I feel that she's an empath as well. So here is a little clip of one of her acting scenes for you to watch.
Hey, you okay? Here,
No, listen,
please,
I'm
come
fine.
on. It's cold in here.
Are you... Do you remember anything from before this?
No. No. Nothing before the train. You?
For my second actress that I resonate with, I put Jennifer Lawrence. Oh, I just love Jennifer Lawrence. But one of the reasons that I put her is, so my niece is only 3 years younger than me, but I remember numerous times my niece has told me, like, oh, I've watched like her interviews and things like that, or movies, and she's like, you always remind me of her. So I'm like, that's kind of cool. My niece is like, always tells me that I remind her of Jennifer Lawrence. So I love that. The adjectives I put down for Jennifer Lawrence, I put that she's beautiful, determined, ambitious, and has a lot of compassion. So here is a little clip of one of her acting scenes in The Hunger Games.
Who ordered this pig? Who ordered this pig? Hey, did you get some pig yet? Oh, no.
Thank you for your consideration.
The third actress that I have on this list is Lily Rabe. So I mainly know her from American Horror Story, which I love, especially The Coven. Oh my gosh, such a good show if you haven't seen it. But love her so much. I feel like I resonate with her a lot as well. And I put for her adjectives that she's beautiful, she's a born leader, she's a free spirit, and that she's protective. And so most of these adjectives are things that people said about me that I feel about these actresses. So it's kind of cool. But here is a little clip of her in American Horror Story Coven.
Who sings this?
Who sings this? Fleetwood Mac. Stevie Nicks is my hero.
That's Stevie Nicks from American Idol.
Stevie Nicks. The White Witch. The only witch before you I've ever known.
She's an actual witch?
Listen to the lyrics. This song was her anthem. Doesn't it just penetrate your soul and tell the truth about everything you ever felt your whole life?
Yeah. Totally.
Actress number 4 that I resonate with is Katherine Heigl. And I put down for her adjectives that she's beautiful, she is full of energy, driven, and she's radiant. And so she's been in a lot of rom-com movies, which I absolutely love and I definitely resonate with. And then she was in Grey's Anatomy, which she did really good in that as well. But she was also in this movie called Unforgettable, and I absolutely love her in that role because she's like psychotic and a badass. And I just really liked a different role from her, like more serious like that. But yeah, I definitely feel like I resonate with her as well. So here is a little clip from Unforgettable.
Why are you doing this?
I don't know what you mean.
Yes, you do. Okay, this is really difficult for everyone, but it doesn't have to actually be this hard.
I'm not doing anything. Julia, I am simply living my life with my family. If you're having a hard time, I suggest you look in the mirror.
No. I know exactly what it is that you are trying to do. And I am not gonna let you put Lily in the middle of this anymore.
Are you threatening me?
Yes.
Actress number 5, I put down Nicole Kidman. So one of the things that I really like about Nicole and why I feel I resonate with her so much is she has such a calm demeanor. And I feel like I come across really chill and calm in that way as well. And I also put in the adjectives that she's beautiful, she's down to earth, she's very intelligent, and she's also insightful. So I've seen her in quite a few films, but I have to say my favorite series that she was in is called 9 Perfect Strangers. If you have not watched it, it is weird. It is so weird, but it's so good. It is like one of my favorite shows that's on Hulu right now. So go check that out. Here's a little clip.
What are you doing with Tony's dosage?
Why? What has he done?
He told me that he wants to paint his house and buy a dog and take me to dinner. So his doom is just suddenly, what, replaced by optimism? I mean, that's either because of the mushrooms or because of me, and I would like to know which one it is. I mean, I've never had a man say that he wanted to do domestic chores or get some kind of home animal. I just need to know that it's not the drugs talking.
It's Tony talking.
But you don't know that. You don't know that. You don't know that. And why am I also? Do you know why I'm so sweaty?
Maybe that is Tony too. Or it could be fear. Fear of being heartbroken, fear of becoming a character in the wrong story.
No, I'm not gonna let that happen. That's why I'm checking now to avoid that happening.
But you don't want to just flip to the end of the book, do you, Francis? That's no fun. So Tony sees a dog, he sees a house. What do you see, Francis? What do you see?
I see myself without a head. And twice I saw myself little, not like little, like Paul Drabble, little, like I can't dance in a toilet, but I mean like a little girl, like how you saw yourself as a little girl riding your bike. I saw myself like 10, maybe 11 years old. I just looked out and was like, oh, that's me. And she's funny. Yeah, she's funny and brash, you know, full of confidence, swagger even, you know. And I was really something. It really was. And then I realized, I was like, oh, bit by tiny little bit, life just chipped away at that great girl. I think now I see myself for who I am now, which is less, quite a bit less than what I was. Because I was fearless. And now I'm just afraid.
Mm-hmm. Everybody is afraid, Francis. Look around you. Everybody's afraid.
Are you afraid?
I'm terrified.
Uh-oh.
Actress number 6 that I put down that I resonate with is Drew Barrymore. So I feel like she's also chill, just like Nicole Kidman. She's also really pretty, she's calm, she's ambitious, and she's very kind and loving. You can just tell, like, in the roles that she plays, that she just is so loving and empathetic and kind and genuine, and those are all things that have been used to describe me, and I could definitely see myself playing roles that she has. So here is a clip of her in one of my favorite movies when I was a kid, Ever After.
Don't you ever tire of having people wait on you all the time?
Yes, but they're servants. It's what they do.
Well, I wish I could dismiss mine as easily as you do yours. I must be going.
You're angry with me.
No.
Admit it.
Well, yes, if you must know.
Why?
Because you are trying to bait me with your snobbery.
I'm afraid, mademoiselle, that you are a walking contradiction, and I find that rather fascinating.
Me?
Yes, you. You spout the ideals of a utopian society, and yet you live the life of a courtier.
And you own all the land there is, and yet you take no pride in working it. Is that not also a contradiction?
Well, first I'm arrogant, and now I have no pride. However do I manage that?
You have everything, and still the world holds no joy. And yet you insist on making fun of those who would see it for its possibilities.
How do you do it?
What?
Live each day with this kind of passion. Don't you find it exhausting?
Only when I'm around you. Why do you like to irritate me so?
Why do you rise to the occasion?
My last actress that I put on my list is Margot Robbie. I absolutely love her. There's been so many films she's been in that I've watched, and I feel like I really resonate with her as well. Even when she's been Harley Quinn, I know that's kind of a crazy role, but I definitely resonate with that. I feel like I could totally see myself doing something like really wild. But I put that Margot Robbie is gorgeous. She's assertive, influential, and intelligent. So assertive, I did not get that adjective from anyone else, but I feel that I'm a pretty assertive person. So I think that's part of why I really relate to her, because I can sense that in her as well. But anywho, here is a clip of her acting in Suicide Squad.
Question. Would you die for me?
Yes.
That's too easy. Would you live for me? Hmm?
Yes.
Careful. Do not say this oath thoughtlessly. Desire becomes surrender. Surrender becomes power. You want this?
I do.
Say it. Say it. Say it. Pretty.
Please.
God, you're so good.
Everything that I just went over, that is how I came to the conclusion that my acting type is lead female role. Thank you all so much for going on this journey with me to see how I got to the conclusion of my acting type. And don't forget that after we are finished, I have a couple questions to ask you guys, and whoever gets it right gets a little treat from me. So thanks so much, you guys.